And action. Hi, how the fuck are we doing? Are we good? Good? Okay, good. You guys are witnessing history in the making because this is the first episode of the Pretty Princess Command Center. And what the fuck is this gonna entail, okay? This is gonna be my take on a podcast, okay? We're gonna use that term very, very loosely because here we are. We're just on YouTube right now. Who knows where we'll be in a few months from now? Only time will tell. Only time will tell. So, if you follow me on Instagram, you know exactly what's happening right now. If you don't follow me on Instagram, that's lame. 1. 2, I'll tell you what's happening. Basically, I've always wanted to make a podcast, so to speak, where you guys can write to me and tell me whatever you want to tell me. Ask for my opinion, ask for advice, ask for help, whatever. Like big sister energy vibes, okay? Okay. I put a little link on my Instagram story to a Google form the other day because I wanted to start this week and I'm so happy. So happy Thursday, by the way. We're not filming this on a Thursday. It's currently Tuesday, but I know that you bitches are watching this on Thursday, and if you're not watching it on Thursday, you're watching it on some other day. It's none of my business, but I know that it's going up on Thursday. Anyway, I put a little thing in my thing and I said, tell me your situation below, be as detailed as you wish, and don't worry, it'll all stay anonymous. Anything you need advice on, from boy advice to friendship advice, outfit beauty advice, general life advice, literally anything you need a big sister for, I am here. You know, because I feel my role in my family, I am the only girl. Well, I have a half sister, but in my immediate family, I'm the only girl. I had 2 older brothers. I feel like my energy has been wasted on that, okay? I have so much to tell you. I have so much advice to give. I don't have a little sister. So here we are. This has blossomed from that. I don't even have a concept of what we're doing. I have a concept of what we're doing. That's a lie. I don't have a plan. All I have is these responses and faith. And that's all we really need. It's going to be a little bit of a mix because we have some longer ones and we have some shorter ones. So, here we go. I'm so excited. You have no idea. Okay, so this first one says, I've had a best friend since April 2022 and I slowly fell in love with him. Ooh. He used to like me and we've always flirted and done things best friends don't do. It was always the wrong time for us before. It was always the wrong time for us before, as I had a boyfriend and he had an on and off girlfriend. I can't let him go because he's my best friend. He always makes comments about how I'm pretty and look nice, etc. I've always been there for him and he's always been there for me. We talk every day. We know everything about each other, good and bad. We cry to each other and comfort one another. I don't know what he wants, but I'm terrified to ask. Do I just try harder to get over the romantic feelings? At times it feels like he does want me, but I just don't know. I hate not knowing. I truly love him. It's been too long for it to just be less. Everything about him is perfect. I just want to know. Ugh, help. X. Okay, X. X back. XO. Okay. Wow. So basically, let me summarize this. So basically, you and your guy best friend are like besties, and you've done some like a little bit more than bestie things, but it's kind of been like, oh, like I have a boyfriend, he has a girlfriend, whatever. You're kind of just always missing each other, right? So I'm the type of person, like I definitely, like, I'm not afraid of confrontation. So if you're having these feelings, the best thing that I could tell you to do, honestly, is just tell him how you're feeling. Be like, listen, I know we've had, some flirty moments in the past, and I know it's always been kind of weird with timing, but honestly, like, this is how I'm feeling towards you. I love you as a friend. I always have and I always will, but I also really do have feelings for you that are stronger than just friendship feelings. I would be straight up with him. Like, just be straight up, but don't put any pressure on it. Just be like, I just want to let you know because I need to tell you this because for my sake, I need to tell you this. I need to get these feelings out. Like, I want to let you know how I feel. I don't want this to change anything between us. Like, if you don't feel the same way, totally cool. It doesn't have to change anything between us. You don't have to say anything. I need to let you know. Because then, like, all you're doing right now, like, the only reason you're so stressed out about it is literally just because you don't know. Like, if you knew, you would not be stressed out. If you knew that he didn't like you, you'd be like, oh, damn, that sucks. But whatever, like, I'll get over it, and you guys either will continue to be best friends or you just won't. Also, how is this working with your, like, relationship dynamics? Like, let's say you were to get a boyfriend. How would he feel about you and this guy best friend? Like, is it, like, the guy best friend, the girl best friend that, like, you know, they have to worry about? Or is it like, oh, that's just so-and-so, and, like, would he hang out with your boyfriend? Also, imagine the next time you get a boyfriend, Could you imagine it being anyone other than him? Yes or no? And I feel like if you could answer that question and you say, no, I can't imagine it being anyone else other than him, I think you know what you need to do. You just need to kind of like grow a pair. I'll be frank, you need to grow a pair a little bit. Like, listen, dude, you know, like, we've always been there for one another. Love you as a friend. Always will be here for you. I'm gonna let you know straight up right now. I really like you. I have a crush on you. I've liked you for so long. If you don't feel the same way, totally cool. Totally respect it. Love that for us. We can still be friends. Don't even worry about it. But I'm just gonna let you know, like, I feel really strongly towards you. I can almost guarantee if he's been giving you the vibes and if he's not telling you about other girls and he's not telling you like, oh, like I met this girl last night at the bar and like she was so hot and like I got her number. If he's not talking to you about that, it's probably because he feels the same way towards you. Because like any other circumstance, like he would be telling you these things. If he just saw you as that is only my best friend, then he would be telling you these things. You guys are basically dating. I don't know what he wants, but I'm terrified to ask. Literally, I feel like if you're genuinely having these, like, romantic feelings about him, you can't force yourself to get over them while still being friends with him. Like, if you're, like, gonna force yourself to get over him without knowing, like, that's pointless. That's pointless. Like, you're like, okay, I have all these feelings and I really love this guy. I'm gonna force myself to not love him. That's not how that feeling works. If you're gonna still see him every day and you're still gonna, like, you're still gonna, like, you know, play with his hair while he cries to you. Like, no, you're not. You might as well take a chance. The worst that happens is he tells you, like, yeah, I'm sorry, like, I just really love you as a friend. Like, I see you as, like, my best friend. That's the worst that happens. And even then, that is not even the worst that happens. Worst that happens is you die. Number 2. I need some boy advice here. I'm 18 and I kind of lack confidence. And the fact that I haven't had a relationship and boys my age stay distant is not helping. Many people tell me that I'm beautiful, but somehow I just don't see it. It's really hard for me, but seeing your vids can help a lot with my confidence. Love you lots. First and foremost, you deserve better for yourself. You deserve to feel so utterly in love with yourself that you couldn't even imagine anyone else loving you the way that you love you. And you deserve that. We all deserve that, right? Second, I know that you've probably heard this many times before, but if you take boys and guys and relationships out of the center of where you're going to get your confidence from, you're going to find your confidence so much faster, so much easier, and so much more, like, real. The first thing I'm going to tell you to do is completely just don't even think about guys. I know that it's hard, and I know that it's, you know, you're 18 and maybe your friends are in relationships and maybe they've, like, done things with guys and they've hooked up with guys and maybe you haven't, or maybe you have, but, like, not, whatever. I know it's so easy, and, like, especially at 18, like, basically all you're thinking of is, like, guys having fun, friends, and school, right? And, like, a job. Like, you're not really thinking about much else. But I will say, if you're gonna allow how guys treat you dictate how you feel about yourself, you should not be focusing on how guys treat you. It's like relying on the slot machine for a salary. Like, every time you go put a quarter in the slot machine and you don't win anything, you're gonna do it again. You're not gonna get anything. You're gonna do it again. It's gonna be fun for the moment, and, you know, for that maybe, like, oh, like, I won $100 from the slot machines, but how much did you spend to get that $100? You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of in the sense that it's like, okay, for every one compliment that a guy gives you, it feels so amazing and great, but it only lasts for a little bit, and then you're back to, like, why don't guys like me? Like, why doesn't this happen? Why doesn't this happen? It's a never-ending cycle. You're gonna keep wanting more, and the less you get, the worse you're gonna feel. Whereas if you can find it in yourself to build that confidence with yourself, it's gonna feel so much better. Somebody comes up to you and says, oh, I don't like you, I don't think you're attractive. Okay, have a nice day. That's the place that you're gonna need to get to in order to be like, oh, actually, I could give 2 shits what that guy thinks about me because I think I'm amazing. I know what I offer. I know what I can bring to the table. I know how good of a person I am. I know how funny I am. I know how loving I am. You need to be so secure in what you're doing with yourself and in your own life before you can even consider worrying about what guys think of you. And I know that that's so much easier said than done, but it's so true. Like, honestly, the main thing about confidence is honestly, you just have to not care what people think. Like, you have to care more about how you view yourself than how other people view you. Let's simmer this down to literally just outfits, okay? If you put on an outfit and you feel so amazing in it, so good in it, like you think you look so good, you love the outfit, it's your favorite shirt, it's your favorite pair of pants, whatever, you love it, and then you walk outside and somebody says, oh, I don't really like your outfit. That shouldn't shake you enough to the point where you're not going to wear it, because you love that outfit so much that you could give two shits about what anybody has to say about it. You're going to keep wearing that outfit because of the way that it makes you feel. And at the end of the day, that's what matters. So if the way that boys right now make you feel, why are you focusing on them? Why are you concerned with them? Chasing something that already isn't coming to you is just going to exhaust you. It's going to make you more sad. It's going to make you wonder why you're having to chase these things so hard. It's not helpful. Like, if you, like, because right now your focus is like, oh, boys don't really like me, don't really look at me the same way that my friends look at me, like, why? You're focused so heavy on, like, this, where there's all of this, and all of this is what needs attention. All of this is your inner self being like, hey, like, if you gave me a little bit more attention, I could help you with that. You need to build this up before you can build this up. You know what I'm saying? And I know that it's a lot easier said than done when people are like, oh, just like, don't care what people think. Like, oh, whatever. But you have to actively take steps every day to make those decisions, push yourself out of your comfort zone, do things that might get you judged, do things that might make you feel a little bit embarrassed. You have to get to the point where you're so okay with being exactly who the fuck you are. All of these things will just come naturally to you. I think, honestly, confidence just comes with doing things that you love. Like, it sounds so simple, but the more that you do the things you love, the more confidence you have in yourself. One, because you're showing up for yourself. You're taking time for yourself to do things that you love. For example, am I, like, the most flexible person in the world? Absolutely not. Am I great at yoga? No. I love going to yoga every Wednesday because I love going there. It makes me feel good. I love that little hour of peace that it gives me. Like, am I the most flexible person in the room? Absolutely not. Like, do I fall over? Of course I do. I love it. It's so fun. And the fact that I'm showing up for myself in a way that's like, okay, I might not be great at this, but I'm still going to show up for myself. That's just like those little tiny things that are going to build your confidence every day. Even something as simple as just like, I'm going to journal every single day. I'm going to write down my daily affirmations every single day. You need to prove to yourself that you can show up for yourself. And that's how you start building confidence in yourself. It's like anyone else. It's like your best friend. If your best friend said, yeah, let's make plans for Friday, and then Friday comes and she cancels on you and you're like, okay, whatever, one time thing. Same thing happens next Friday. Okay, that's annoying, whatever, I'll let it slide. Same thing next Friday. You don't have any confidence in her that she's going to carry through in a plan. You're going to stop making plans with her because she doesn't follow through with her plans. She always cancels on you. You're doing that same thing to yourself. But like, in the sense of confidence, confidence in yourself works the same exact way. You have to start showing up for yourself in the tiniest little ways every single day. Let's say you want to start eating a healthier breakfast, or you want to start drinking a full cup of coffee before, or you want to start drinking a full glass of water before your coffee in the morning. You have to show up for yourself every single day and be like, oh, wow, like, I'm doing it. I'm doing the things that I wanted to do. Like, I'm so proud of myself. That little tiny baby step will take you so far. It's absolutely insane. But in terms of guys, I would honestly just say, one, guys at 18 are stupid. A point blank period. Guys at 18 are probably mentally like 15 still for the most part. Like, it just is what it is. Most guys only want to have sex with girls. Sorry, I'll be the first to say it. You're 18. Guys probably are not thinking much further than like, I would like to have sex with her. I'd like to have sex with her. So I think the least of your worries right now should be boys. I know that it's annoying, but also think about it. Like, I'm sure that you have guy friends. Like, I'm sure that there's guys that you know that you're friends with. Why don't you like offer to go on a little coffee date with them? Be like, hey, like, do you want to meet at the library and we could study together? Just build your confidence that way in terms of relationships and boys. Build it that way. So it's like, okay, this isn't a date, but it's me and my guy friend hanging out and we're studying together, or like get a cup of coffee together, or go grocery shopping together, you know, like, I don't know, whatever you do. I just think that there's so many good, like, if in terms of boys, you want to gain more in life, if you want to gain more like life confidence, first thing of what I said, boy confidence, I would just start out slow. Of course you're a beautiful person. No, like, any guy would be absolutely blessed to have you in their presence. But if you can't feel that way about yourself, then that energy is not coming out into the world. So it's, you gotta take the time, put that energy into yourself. The energy of, yes, anybody would be absolutely blessed to be in my presence. Any man would be so lucky to take me on a date. Once you can find that energy in yourself, that's when it's going to start projecting. And that's when the guys are going to be like, wait a minute, who's that? I want to take her out. Who's that? I want to take her out. You know what I mean? Whatever you are feeling on the inside is typically what the rest of the world can see on the outside. I don't really know if that answered your question all the way, but I hope it helped. Advice on being single. Well, yep, that's it. Advice on being single, how to feel comfortable with yourself and dealing with loneliness. Like, literally only having 3 friends that are so far away so you barely see them. And how to deal with having no boyfriend without feeling like I'm missing out on life or set back because I've not dated anyone before. For some background, I'm 20 years old. I have not dated anyone in my entire life before. There's been people interested, but I've never been interested in them. I'm a student, but I study online and then work part-time, so I barely have time for meeting new people and dating apps. Oh, and dating apps are fucking shit here. Sorry for ranting, but yeah, advice would be appreciated. Okay, I have never used a dating app, so I am also on the dating app slander, but it's just because I've never used one, and the concept of it really, like, doesn't work for me. Like, I would much rather meet somebody organically than, like, literally be like, oh, like, I'll do that one and that one. It's like picking off a menu. Like, that feels so unnatural to me. Okay, but same thing I was saying to the last girl. Like, same situation. You both have never really, like, dated anyone before. You're just not really feeling the vibes. However, I'm loving, like, this self-awareness that you're having. Like, very much like, all right, I need to know how to be comfortable being alone. I need to know how to do this. Like, love. Okay. Me, I love being alone. It might be a little bit biased because I am in a relationship, but I'm in a long distance relationship. My Mr. Special Someone is 7 hours away. We don't ever see each other really. Like, the last time I saw him was in December. So, like, I'm on the single vibes sometimes, you know? Like, I'm very much like, oh, I'm gonna go do this by myself. I'm gonna go do this by myself. Loneliness is such a loose term to use. Because, like, sure, you maybe don't have that many people around you that you're super close to that you can confide in, and I totally understand that. Like, yeah, you kind of, like, you want someone. Like, you just want someone. But honestly, at the end of the day, the only thing that you're going to be able to change to have that happen, you're going to have to meet people. You're going to have to be more outgoing. You're going to have to take it upon yourself to be like, oh, like, yeah, there's this girl at my work and, you know, maybe I want to go get a cup of coffee with her. Like, maybe, like, oh, we could go to the thrift store on Sunday, or, like, the little farmer's market. You need to, like, take the steps to make these interactions happen, because you can't just rely on people coming to you, because, too, like, a lot of people are scared. Like, a lot of people are afraid of rejection, so they're not going to want to ask the girl that they work with to hang out. You know what I'm saying? But missing out on life, you quite literally cannot be missing out on life because you're living life right now. And you wouldn't be where you are right now if you weren't meant to be there. Like, you're supposed to be exactly where you are. And if you weren't meant to be where you are, if you weren't meant to be experiencing life the way you're experiencing it right now, you wouldn't be experiencing it that way right now. A great place, like, wherever you go though, like, if you go to the gym on the daily, or, like, you just go to the gym and, like, meet people there. Like, if you see a girl and she has a cute outfit on, like, go up to her and be like, hey, like, I love your leggings, where'd you get them from? Start a conversation. And who knows, like, maybe it won't, you know, maybe you won't swap Instagrams right then and there, but okay, you've made a new familiar face at the gym. Now, you know, next time you guys are gonna, like, do a little, like, hey, how are you, next time you see each other. And then you just have to be bold, be like, hey, like, I live around here. I would like I'd love to get a coffee sometime. Like, I want to make new friends. Like, I live around here. I would love to hang out sometime if you're down. Like, here's my Instagram. You're opening the gesture, and, you know, she could follow you back. She could message you. You could message her. Like, whatever. Like, if you're trying to meet people for the loneliness aspect, like, you've got to be willing to branch out. You've got to be willing to make that first move, whether it's with a guy, whether it's with a girl, like friendship, relationship, whatever it may be. Like, you have to be willing to do that. Your part-time job, I'm sure there's like at least one person at your part-time job that you like. And sometimes, like, I know that sometimes it gets a little bit weird, like crossing the like, oh, like I want to keep them as my coworker and I don't want them to be my friend. Like, I completely understand that. But maybe like you could suggest a little like, oh, like let's do like a little after work get together thing, and it could be all the coworkers. So maybe, you know, one of the coworkers brings their significant other and you and her hit it off, or like maybe one of your coworkers brings their friends, and then you're like, oh wait, like I see you at the gym all the time, like we should work out together someday. Or like, I don't know, just little things like that. Like, for loneliness, like, you have to be willing. Clearly, if you're lonely but you're not willing to make the effort to be unlonely, you're not, like, you're kind of just sitting here and pitying yourself. Like, if you really wanted to make that change, if you really wanted that to be a different thing, you would make that a different thing. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, like, I'm so lonely, I have no friends. Okay, what are you doing about it? Are you sitting at home and being upset that you have no friends? Or are you going out and, you know, extending the offer? But then, oh my god, hey girl, like, I've seen you in the gym all the time, like, you're so pretty, here's, like, we should hang out sometime, like, I live in the area, I'm looking for a friend, you know? But being comfortable by yourself, I am very good at being comfortable by myself. I think being comfortable with yourself, you literally just have to not give a fuck. Like, you want to go to a coffee shop, you get a coffee and do some homework, go to a coffee shop, get a coffee, do your homework. It's as easy as that. And if you're having a hard time getting into the mindset of like let's say you're not somebody that would want to do that. Like, let's say you're somebody that's like, no, I don't want to go in public alone. Like, I don't like going to do that alone. Okay. If you're wanting to do that, that means the type of person you wish you were is the type of person that would go to a coffee shop and study alone. Get a coffee, get a little sandwich, and study alone. So if you're wishing you were that kind of person, the only person that can make you that kind of person is you. The only difference between who you are right now and who you wish you were is the action of getting there. And I know, like, okay, maybe it's scary, maybe you're anxious, maybe whatever. Nothing will change until you decide to change it. So you can either continue to be lonely, you could continue to be like, oh, like, I don't know, I'm too scared to do that. Or you could just be like, look, this is scary as fuck. I really don't want to do this. Like, this is super, super out of my comfort zone. You could sit there for the rest of your life. Or you could be like, yeah, this is super, super scary, but I could literally get hit by a bus tomorrow. So I might as well go get a coffee by myself and study. I think if you could get to the point in life where you could just kind of separate the fact that it's like, okay, anything you want, realistically, like, let's be realistic. Anything you want, like, any type of like person you desire to be like, you can get there. I think the best way I've found to go through life is just to dull everything down to a point of like logical delusion, I would say. Because it's like, okay, for example, I ran out of eggs this morning. I want to make an egg sandwich. The eggs are at the store. I wish I had eggs to make an egg sandwich. What can I do to make that wish come true? I could drive my happy ass to the store, get some eggs, drive back home, make an egg sandwich. Boom. The gap has been closed. And I think that if you could be okay with taking life like very lightly like that, and just be like, I wish I was the type of person that would be willing to make a new friend at work. I go to work and I wish I had friends. Close the gap. Be the type of person. I'm gonna preface this right now. I'm not a very soft love type of person. I'm very much more of a tough love type of gal. So, like, you clearly want something, and the only way to get what you want is by getting there. And maybe you're not ready to take the full step yet, but there's so many little tiny baby steps you can make along the way. Just one tiny step at a time. All right, we're switching gears here a little bit. First of all, they said, hi, I'm so happy you did this. The thing I would want advice on would be, how do you wake up early and find the motivation to consistently work out? And any tips or anything for working out? I know we talked about this on Instagram DMs, but I'd love to hear more about your routine. Okay, love, because I think somebody else asked this question. Somebody said, I used to wake up at 4 o'clock and then go to the gym and be at school at 8:30. I want to start doing it again, but I have no motivation. How do you manage to wake up so early on the daily? So, okay, yeah, I had 2 early morning questions. Motivation is not in the picture, really. Like, motivation, do you think when I wake up at 5 o'clock, I'm motivated to go to the gym? No. And I do not wake up at like 5 o'clock every morning. Like yesterday, I literally woke up at 9. My alarm went off and I said, fuck that. And I turned my alarm off and I proceeded to wake up at 9 o'clock. It's discipline. And I know that you've probably heard it before. It's literally discipline. Because the difference between somebody with motivation and somebody with discipline, somebody with motivation, the motivation is going to run out because motivation is a feeling. Feelings are not permanent. Feelings come and go. You could feel so happy at 12 o'clock today, and then by 2 o'clock you could have stubbed your toe, gotten in a car accident. Now you're in a bad fucking mood. Discipline is not a feeling. Discipline is a thing. Discipline is I'm doing this. I don't care. This is happening. The motivation is not like, I would say if you're asking questions on like how to be motivated, you have the motivation. You have that desire to get it done. You're like, I want to be motivated. You are motivated to get motivated. You're just not motivated to do the action because you know the action's hard. Because you know the action will feel really great once it's done, but you don't think you're ready to sustain the action. And that's basically what that is. Like, you're motivated enough to be like, oh, how do you get the motivation to do that? Like, I wish I had the motivation to do that. If you're watching somebody else do the things that you want to do, you are feeling motivated. You are feeling inspired enough to be like, I want to do that. I wish I could do that. You can do that. The only difference is you're either going to decide like, oh, let me stay up a little bit later, watch my show. Like, I'm going to eat dinner late, so I'm not going to be able to go to bed until late. So then I can't wake up early. But it's not my fault because I went to bed late. Okay. You don't have motivation to go to bed early. You have motivation to wake up early, but you need the discipline to go to bed early so that you have the discipline and the ease of waking up early. Honestly, everything you want to be motivated for, it's discipline plus making everything easier for yourself. I would not be waking up at 5 o'clock if I went to bed at midnight every night. Are there some nights where it's like 9:30 and I'm like, fuck, I wish I could stay up for another 4 hours watching the show? Of course there is. Are there nights that I do that? Of course. Most nights I'm like, nope. During the week, my bedtime is 10 o'clock. I don't care what I have to do. I really don't care. Some nights I kind of do walk myself over and I'll like go to bed at 10:30, but I'll still wake up at 5 because I'm like, guess what? I did that to myself. I could have been sleeping. There was nothing important enough for me to be staying up for past 10 o'clock. I should have been sleeping, but I didn't, and I folded on myself. Also, if your friend asked you, hey, I have a flight at 6 o'clock. Can you pick me up at 4 o'clock in the morning to take me to the airport? And you said yes. I know exactly where you would be at 4 o'clock in the morning. I know exactly where you would be at 4 o'clock in the morning. You would be at their apartment, at their house, picking them up, taking them to the airport because you made a commitment to them. When you tell yourself you're going to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and you look at your alarm and you say, ugh, I can't be bothered. Guess what? You just broke a commitment to yourself. That means you do not give 2 shits about yourself. You don't care about yourself. You care about other people, but you don't care about yourself. You do not treat yourself the same way that you're willing to treat everybody else, and then you wonder why you're upset. If you showed up for yourself the same way you show up for your friends, the same way you show up for your family, you would be so much better off. And think about it. You're the only person that you're going to be with for the rest of your life. Literally, you and only you. If the whole world were to die out tomorrow, it would be you, yourself, and you. You are the only person that's going to be with you for the rest of your life. Do you want that person to be somebody that you can count on? Or somebody that's kind of like, I don't know, sometimes she does great and other times she kind of sucks? What are you going to do? What are you going to do about it? Okay, as far as gym, because I did have another gym question. Trying to lose weight and gain some muscle in the gym. I low-key struggle to manage my meals and tend to snack. What's your workout routine and do you have any eating tips? By the way, you have such body goals. Thank you so much. That's so sweet. And then let me refer back to the other one. Any tips for anything working out? Okay, so as far as working out, I don't think I'm gonna go in depth in like my like split or anything, just because it's so different, and I feel like that's more of like a separate, like a YouTube video or a TikTok, whatever. For me, I'm not a Pilates princess. I'm not a Pilates girl. I'm not a bar class girl. I'm not a Pilates girl. I like weightlifting. I like the gym. I like how it feels to pick up heavy weights and put them back down. That makes me happy. So I think the biggest thing for working out and consistently working out and staying disciplined and having a good time while you're doing it, find a workout that you like. If you're weightlifting and you literally hate weightlifting, you are not going to stick to it because it sucks for you. Like, you're not going to do something that you hate. And that goes back to making things easy. Like, if you want to stay disciplined with things, you have to make them easier on yourself. Going to bed early makes it easier to wake up early. Doing workouts that you enjoy makes it easier to work out. If you told me to wake up every morning and go to Pilates, I would probably do it once and then never go back. I just personally don't like Pilates. Can that change? Of course it can change. But as of right now, like, I would much rather go to the gym and lift weights. That's my favorite form. And for example, like my cardio recently, I was doing 30 minutes on the stairs, and now I switched up because I'm like, wow, this is so fucking boring. I don't want to do it. So now I've just been doing like interval sprints, and I love it. And will it change? Probably. I'll probably go to walking. I'll probably go to running outside. I'll probably go back to the stairs. I'll probably take up cycling. Like, who knows? Like, you have to be willing to switch it all around. The best way to get started with any workout, any like sticky to exercise, find something that you like. Try a little bit of everything. As far as like specific workout routines and stuff, like for me, I know what I like. I know what works for me at the gym. I know what makes me happy to do at the gym. It might not make you happy. If you're a little bit like insecure or like shy to like go into the gym and go to the weight section, honestly, like everybody there, like you might think like, oh, everyone's looking at me because like I don't know how to do this, that. Honestly, the gym community is probably one of like the best communities you'll ever find, in my experience. We are all there to better ourselves. Like, everyone's there to get stronger, either mentally or physically or both. We're all there to make ourselves feel better about ourselves, because let's be honest, when we feel like we look good, we feel a lot better about ourselves. You're there because it's just an escape for you. You've had a rough day. It's been a busy day at work, and you want to go. Nobody really gives a fuck about you. So if you walk up into the weight section and you grab the 5-pound dumbbells and you have no idea what you're doing with them, but you see somebody on the other end doing something that it looks like you want to do, try it. Go over to them. Hey, I don't know what I'm doing in the gym, but the exercise you're doing looks cool. Like, what does it do? I can almost guarantee you, unless they're the shittiest person I've ever met, they're gonna help you. They're gonna be so excited to talk to you. Like, probably like a year ago when I was squatting, I hadn't squatted in so long, and I was only squatting, like, it was a lighter weight, and like in terms of like gym talk and like, you know, the people that can squat like 315, they would have been like, that's so weird, like you shouldn't have needed a spot for that. I was scared because I did not want to hurt my back. So I went over to these two guys. Also, I will say, guys in the gym that look like dads but are like built, those are usually the nicest and most willing to help people, in my experience. That's what I've found. So if you're a little bit scared, just think of them as like a gym dad. Be like, he looks like he has been working out for a long time, and he looks like he could be a father. Typically, they're gonna be the most willing to help and the like gentlest, in the sense of like, oh yeah, for sure, like what do you need? Like, oh, do you need anything else? Like, usually those are the most chill. But I literally went over to these two guys and I was like, hey, like, can one of you spot me? I'm like just a little nervous. They're like, oh yeah, for sure, for sure. And so I squatted, and they were like, yeah, like, keep it up. By the way, like, you know, if you do this, then it could be a little bit easier. What about our business? That was it. Things are only as scary as you let them be. And that is all I have to say. As for little snacky snacks, I am also like that. If I don't go to the gym in the morning, I will not eat breakfast. I will not eat until like 1 or 2 in the afternoon. I will not drink water. I will have way too much coffee. And I know this about myself. Again, circling back around, make things easy for yourself. I know I am a healthier person when I have breakfast. I know, like, the amount of headaches I get when I don't eat enough throughout the day, astronomical. I know that I'm not the type of person that can skip breakfast. So if I don't go to the gym and I skip breakfast, I will have a headache for the next 2 days. It's a bad cycle. I make it easier for myself. I go to the gym in the morning, I have my breakfast, I have a good day. Everything is about making it easier for yourself. Every Sunday, I meal prep for the week. I meal prep a meal for the week every Sunday, okay? Usually it's some variation of like a meat, a veggie, and rice, or a meat, a veggie, and a pasta, or whatever. Just something, because it makes my weeks so much easier. And it's like, okay, I know going into Monday, I'm gonna make breakfast after I come home from the gym. I already have lunch made, or I already have dinner made. I could have it for either of the two. And like, yes, does it get a little bit boring? Sure. But also I'm the type of person, like, I will fixate on a food for like 2 weeks at a time and then not like it. So it's perfect for me, because I will, like, if I make something on Sunday, I will like it for the next 2 weeks in a row. Depending on if I work, like, I'll meal prep either Monday through Friday. Like, I will make enough meals for Monday through Friday, or Monday through Saturday if I work on Saturday. But then it's like, okay, you're less likely to snack because you know that you've already had a lunch made. Like, you know that it's already ready. And you're less likely to just buy shitty food. Like, it's so easy to just, oh, like, I'll just order this. You're gonna save money. You're gonna eat healthier, and it's gonna be so much easier. And then you're gonna be like, oh, like, I haven't cooked since Sunday. Like, I'm gonna cook a nice dinner tonight. You know what I mean? And as far as snacks, I am a firm believer in eating what you want. Everything in moderation. Like, I will never say no to a sweet treat. I am not afraid of bread. I am not afraid of chips. I am not, you know, like, all that stuff. But like, I think about things and I'm like, okay, I could either eat a bag of potato chips, or I love pistachios. They do the same thing for me. They give me the salt, but they're just a little bit healthier. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you want a snack, maybe just opt for the healthier snack. And not all of them. Maybe just switch out one of your little snacks. Like, for example, I stopped eating like Cadbury mini eggs. It's Cadbury mini egg season. I love a Cadbury mini egg. I haven't been really craving them because the last time I had them, they made me feel like shit. And I don't typically like to repeat things that make me feel like shit. So eating a bag of Cadbury mini eggs does not make me feel good. So I'm not going to do it anymore. Do I still crave them? Of course. Are they still amazing? Of course. But I know that it makes me feel like shit. Again, make things easier for yourself. Okay, this is going to be our last one for today because we have more and I'm so excited. I'm actually just like getting super excited to edit this. Okay, this says, I'm 22 years old and I work as a nurse. Slay. Good for you. I just started a new job at a hospital and a lot of my coworkers are twice my age and are very rude and disrespectful towards me, and it's really starting to get to me. I feel like I'm not taken seriously just because of my age. Should I leave it alone and ignore them? P.S. I love you and your videos. I love you too, and thank you so much for being here and supporting. So, honestly, they're probably looking at you and being like, oh, what does this bitch know? She's only 22. Bitterness. I want to say jealousy in a very loose term, because I feel like on the internet people are like, oh, they're just jealous of you. But it doesn't necessarily mean what you think it means. So we're going to use that term very lightly. But yeah, it's kind of the same way. It's like, okay, the best way I can maybe put this into perspective for you, imagine like you've been the top of your class. You've been like the top of your class, or maybe like the best soccer player on the soccer team or whatever. And then some girl moves into your town and shows up at your school and takes your spot right from out, like, and you're like, where, what do you mean? Where the fuck did you come from? What do you mean you're the top of the class now? What do you mean you're the captain of the team now? I've been here. It's that sense of like territory. It's like, I have been here for the last X amount of years, and now this girl is here and she's just, so I think in situations like this, yes, it's annoying, but you're gonna have to put your ego to the side, especially if you want to continue at the job that you're at right now, at the hospital that you're at right now. If you want to continue just in this field, because in any career field, you're gonna have people that are like just kind of annoying and not so kind. I honestly think the best thing you could do, just if they have literally nothing nice to say to you, don't even bother starting a conversation with them. If you have found some people that are nice and friendly, be like, oh, hey, like, I hope you're having a good day. Like, I'm running to get a coffee. Can I get you anything? Little gestures like that I'm sure that the older coworkers, they've all been there and they've been each other's coworkers for a long time. So they already have this group, and now you're standing over here and you're like, hey, and they're like, oh my God, like she's so young, like what the fuck does she know? They've been there before. They've been there before, and they're not allowing their egos to be set aside to realize like, hey, you know, she did get hired here. We do have the exact same job. Maybe she is smart. Maybe she does have something to offer. Maybe she does have a new perspective, a new insight. You know what I'm saying? They're not allowing their egos to be set aside. All they're thinking is, I've been here for longer. I'm older. I know more. I'm better. That's how they're thinking. Okay, great. If that's how they want to think, has nothing to do with you, has everything to do with them. Literally, what have you done to them? You know what I'm saying? All you can do is be nice, be helpful, do your job. And I would wait it out. Like, if it's literally so toxic that you, like, literally want to cry thinking about going to work after a while, like, sure, maybe it's time to consider, like, okay, like, let me see if I can switch hospital wings. I'm not exactly sure the full ins and outs of how nursing works, but I know that you could, like, go to different parts of the hospital. Maybe see if you could do that, or just be like, hey, like, can I, like, maybe switch your schedule. If you're scheduled with certain people at certain days, just be like, hey, like, actually on this day I need to switch my schedule from this. But feel it out. If you're still relatively new, you said it's a new job, so like let them warm up to you. You know, they probably are kind of worried that like maybe like you're there to like take their spot, or maybe like you're gonna get a promotion before them. You know what I mean? Just like little things. Like they're not really thinking in terms of, oh, let me be sweet to the new girl. They're kind of thinking like, I've been here. I want to make sure my spot's unlocked. I don't trust these people, because a lot of people that are like twice our age, let's be honest, they think we're all stupid. They're like, oh, you Gen Z, you generation, you don't want to work. Like, hello, I'm clocking in at the same hospital you're clocking in at. What do you mean I don't want to work? I'm here. I'm here, you're here, let's work. Let's be civil, let's be happy. A lot of them are just acting like that. Just let it be. Just, if you find someone that's sweet to you, if you find someone you like, just try to foster that friendship and that like co-worker relationship nicely. You know, just be kind, go in, just be like, look, I'm here to do my job, nothing else. I'm not here to step on toes. I'm here to do my job. Obviously, if it gets to a very like terrible breaking point, I'm sure there's some higher ups that you could talk to. I'm sure like HR or something. Like, I'm not exactly sure how it works in a hospital, but there are options. But at this point, yes, I would just leave it alone and ignore them. And, you know, maybe try to just kill them with kindness too. Like, don't go out of your way and fake it. But like, let's say someone shows up with a pair of scrubs that you really like. Be like, oh my gosh, like I love your scrubs. And they're either going to say thank you and be civil and polite, or they're going to be like, meh. And at that point, all you can do is laugh. Because really, you're really that upset that I'm 20 years younger than you? Oh my gosh, a package is coming. 2 packages are coming. Sorry, I just got so distracted. But yeah, so on that note, kill them with kindness. You're fine. Don't get into any drama. Don't be, oh yeah, Becky in the break room said this. Don't engage with any of that. Like, that's the last thing you need, especially being young in a career field like that. Like, the last thing you need is to act young. You know what I'm saying? You can vent to your friends once you clock out. Vent to your friends all you want. Vent to your mom, whatever. Vent to your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whatever. Don't be talking shit in the hospital. Do not engage. I don't care if somebody says, oh yeah, like, no, she's mean to everybody. Don't worry about it. Do not engage. Just be like, oh, okay. Keep it at that. And that is my 2 cents. So on that note, we have successfully concluded. Wait, what does this do when you're done filming? It goes, and scene. We did it. We did a first episode in the Pretty Princess Command Center, tentatively titled. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you fuckers next Thursday.